So we've been fortunate here at ESL since joining the MTG family to continue to kind of grow the mission of esports all around the world. The last few years have really been about geographic expansion, and we continue to kind of look out at new and interesting ways to grow esports in new markets. Previously, IEM Sydney, as well as a local office in Australia. Brazil, we launched with the ESL Pro League, of course, the finals there last season in Sao Paulo, and a local office there. So as we look forward into the world and the map, we try to really fill it out and look where we think there's an underserved market of gamers and fans that are hungry for this. So markets like Southeast Asia to us are incredibly appealing. We had ESL One Genting early this year, a big success. We've done some different partner events within the region as well. So it's really a key market for us moving forward. In addition to geographic expansion, we look at new ways for distribution. So things like Esports TV, which is now growing distribution worldwide, our different esports original content recap shows, both on Twitter as well as with different linear partners, is strategically important. And even on the B2C side, we've launched some really exciting projects within the Minecraft community, a project called Bad Lion. It was this PvP community that existed, tremendous success, and we looked at ways to kind of work together and partner to see how we could add a competitive flavor to a community that was hungry for it. So lots of opportunities as we look out onto the horizon. For ESL as a company being around since 2000, and esports really just exploding over the last 3 and 4 years, we've become very vertically integrated. So we do a lot of different things, many times in-house with different capabilities. So we're not a very clear, single line, single focus kind of organization. We're organizing events, we're creating products, we're creating leagues, we're doing community management, we're doing sales and distribution. So we really touch so many of those different areas, and I don't know that there's one company out there that we look to and really model ourselves after. I think organizations like WWE, UFC are probably some of the closest examples. Obviously there's clear differences, but I think those are some organizations that we look out and try to draw inspiration from. Music festivals is another good example. So we try to adopt best practices, learn from different groups, and ultimately adapt it for what's right for our community. I think our biggest learning that we understand is that gaming isn't like one or two other things, but still that doesn't mean that there's things to learn. For this event here in Dallas at the Pro League Finals, I think success is really defined in really 3 ways. One is having the highest level of competition, so we're able to bring together the top 16 teams from really around the world, the culmination of a regular season where we saw some incredible matches. And I think we've done that here, and so far the finals have been terrific with G2 and with North. I think the second level of success is really delivering a great experience for the tens of millions of people that are ultimately watching online. So we've got a unique opportunity here in Dallas to create a smaller, more concise kind of broadcast. We had 2 semifinals on Saturday. Here are the finals, best of 5 on Sunday. So really trying to create a tighter content piece with clearer storytelling and really let the competition and players really shine through from that. And third and last but not least is really, again, this mission of spreading esports, bringing the experience of these events to new places. So for me, it's incredibly nostalgic and fun to be here in Dallas in particular, where I competed 16 years ago as a player myself, and to come back now with this experience, but to meet so many new fans of the game, new fans of esports that hadn't experienced it the same way, but for them to have a great time here on site with the player signings and sessions, with the different booths that there are, with the merchandise, and obviously watching esports here with their friends and teammates. So I think those are really the 3 areas that we look to define success for out of Dallas. Yeah, I think it's one of the biggest misconceptions about esports is, when people finally come here and they experience it, it's sort of this aha moment. Everything starts to click. But for what we've noticed is outside groups from traditional sports or media or entertainment come in and kind of get a flavor of what our events are like. They are all consistently blown away by the fandom, the interest, and the engagement of it. It's really cool to kind of stand up in different areas of the arena and looking down, and what you notice is that there aren't a whole lot of cell phone lights. everyone who's here is engaged in the match. And I think that's very different than what you see at different traditional sporting entertainment events these days, where people are texting and tweeting and emailing and checking mail and websites. And it goes to really what we're trying to build, is that social experience, that festival mentality. We've got a unique opportunity with esports that our field of play is virtual, so we don't need physical homes to our events to enjoy our competition. But a couple of times a year in markets, to be able to come together with friends, I think is still something that as a generation, everyone still really looks forward to. I mean, esports is still, as young as it is, there is a deep history to it, 15, 20 years or so. And obviously, I think it's sort of shaking its way out over that as the business took form. But it did take a lot of, individuals with real vision or guts at different points to try to put things to it. Certainly being here in Dallas, looking back to the early days of CPL, and that really laid the foundation for so much of what this is. And, there were great teams behind there that, really I think accelerated this and sort of, started rubbing two sticks together. And here we are today with this great bonfire. So it's across the board. There's, great history from CPL and WSVG, ESWC, obviously still around, the World Cyber Games. These were all great opportunities that I think helped grow esports internationally. And a lot of the people today and friends and colleagues, it's how we'd met, was coming up through the ranks. So certainly a big nod, shout out, and thank you to all those guys in different ways.
For more CSGO interviews and analysis, subscribe to our channel. You can also find stats, discussions, and more on our website and mobile app at blitzesports.com.